This past weekend saw UFC featherweight champion extend his streak to 20 consecutive wins with a unanimous decision victory over Brian Ortega. While there was no doubt that Volkanovski won the bout, there has been some controversy surrounding the events that happened at the end of round 3. If you haven't managed to watch the fight, here's a quick recap of what went down in the third round. The first half of the round was largely in favour of Volkanovski, with the champ focusing on landing one of his best point scorers and set-up strikes in the lead leg low kick. Eventually Ortega started making the read and tries to catch the kick while countering with his left straight. He comes close with his counter a few times until he manages to successfully catch the leg and send Volkanovski to the ground. As Volkanovski tried to get back to his feet, Ortega managed to quickly lock onto a tight guillotine that even the champ himself thought was close to a finish.
I was deep. That was as deep as it can get. No shit. As deep as it can get. I remember I was making fucking weird noises. I remember I was sitting there, I was like going, I don't know what noise I made, but I remember he even said I was gurgling, but that was like a weird, oh fuck, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm about to lose this belt, like, you're kidding. And then I like obviously kept fighting and just opened a little bit of space. I'm like, all right, I'm good.
It was clear that Ortega expended a lot of energy trying to finish the choke, as his follow-up Darce attempt was easily dealt with by Volkanovski as he wrestled up from bottom half guard to get on top. The sheer audacity of Ortega trying to finish Volkanovski clearly pissed him off as he marched forward into Ortega's guard, throwing heavy strikes. Unfortunately for Volkanovski, this got him caught in Ortega's signature triangle, but once again Volkanovski managed to fight out of another tight submission and found himself on top, landing heavy strikes to close out the round. Now this is where the controversy starts. After failing on two of his most favoured submissions, it is obvious that Ortega was both exhausted and despondent as he lay on the ground at the end of the third round. We then see a shot of one of Ortega's cornermen picking Ortega up and helping him to get on the stool. When asked about this in the post-fight press conference, Volkanovski was clearly convinced that should have been the end of the fight via TKO.
Or not, he got helped up by his whole damn team.
Oh, that happened?
Well,
you're not allowed. You know, you literally can't touch them.
Yeah.
That's considered a TKO.
Now, I've had a look through the unified rules of MMA as approved by the California Athletic Commission in 2017, and the only thing that I could see that was slightly related to this scenario was the last point that they listed in their list of fouls during a bout. The rule reads 27, interference from a mixed martial artist's corner or seconds. Interference is defined as any action or activity aimed at disrupting the fight or causing an unfair advantage to be given to one combatant. Corners are not allowed to distract the referee or influence the actions of the referee in any fashion. From this, it could be suggested that Ortega received an unfair advantage by being helped to the stool by one of his cornermen at the end of the round. I would definitely say this is open to interpretation, as the rule seems to be talking about interference during the rounds and not the breaks between them. In either case, this falls under the foul section of the rules, so would result in a referee warning or point deduction if anything, and not a TKO, as Volkanovski was suggesting. If anyone knows the unified rules in more detail, please let me know down below, because it would be nice to have a bit more clarity on the situation. Now, it wasn't just the interference with the cornerman that raised an issue. When the 1 minute break was finished, the ringside physician was called in to check on Ortega, who to his credit appeared ready to continue for the fourth round. We could see that Ortega was not responding correctly to the doctor's questions, and this didn't go down well with Volkanovski.
You know, you had the doctor and the referee that you already had a whole minute, and then they gave him a whole extra minute while he was, again, as I was saying, answering the questions wrong. They were saying, follow my finger. He would have his finger over here and he's looking the completely opposite way. They're saying, stand here, starts wobbling, walk to me, wobbling. They asked him like 3-4 times, how many fingers am I holding up? This is going dragging on. They should have made a 10-second assessment. As soon as he's answering questions wrong, that's it, it's done.
It was the length of time it took for the assessment to be completed that was the main issue here. I was fortunate enough to be able to shadow Dr. Raj Rautri at a boxing event a couple of weeks ago. He's an experienced ringside physician, and he showed me how he performs quick fighter assessments. The assessment involves asking the fighter simple questions like where they are and what day it is today, followed by asking them to follow your finger with their eyes to check for any signs of obvious concussions. By the time the assessment was complete, Ortega had received an extra minute of rest, which may have been the only reason he was able to finish the fight, especially when we consider how exhausted he was at the end of the third round. What do you think about the whole situation? Do you think the fight should have been stopped because Ortega's team broke the rules, or do you think it should have been stopped to protect Ortega from further damage in the final 2 rounds? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, I'll see you for the next one.